Hi, it's me, Ran, and we are here for day 13 of our value videos. I am so stoked. Today's topic is how to focus and become an expert at one thing. You want to become an authority at one thing that people can trust you on, that people realize he really knows what they're talking about. And then from there, once you've completely gotten that down, then you can branch out and learn other trades that are similar to that field or area. So I'm going to use examples so that you can see what I'm talking about. The first one is Michael Jordan. He was a basketball player with the Chicago Bulls. He won 6 championship titles, 3 years consecutively, and then another set of 3 years consecutively in the 90s. And it was something that caught so many people's attention, even if they weren't basketball fans. My brother was completely obsessed with him. He had Michael Jordan everything, t-shirts, socks, shoes, hat, everything, and posters in his room. And a lot of kids, a lot of people were like that, and not just in the States, but worldwide. It captured a lot of people's attention, being that big of a winner. And he also did it, he had some flair to it with the tongue sticking out when he dunked. So he was very good at marketing himself as well. But he focused on basketball while he was growing up through college and obviously making it into the NBA. While he did tackle other sports, both as an amateur and as a semi-professional, nothing compared to his achievement in the basketball arena. Remember when he had a tragedy with his father's passing away? He announced his retirement from basketball, and then he tried to play in the minor leagues in baseball. And although he was pretty decent at it, it wasn't his forte. It wasn't something he was ever going to get to Major League Baseball with. His talent was in basketball, and that was his passion, that was his heart, and everybody knew it. So he focused on that, and along with that, what came later are the endorsements. The biggest thing is shoes, right? Nike came up with Air Jordans, which still sell today, and I know people who collect them. They never wear them, they just collect them because they're such a hot item. And this is after, 30 years. To be that much of an authority, you obviously have to have focus, and you have to be disciplined and work really hard at what you do. Right? So moving on to the second example, I want to talk about a gal that I love, Ellen DeGeneres. She started out as a stand-up comic, and her big break came when she was on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show, and he actually asked her to come and sit down and talk to him afterwards, which didn't really happen back then, so that was kind of a big break for her. And she went on from stand-up comedy to have her own show. She had 2 different shows, and then now you see her as a talk show host on her daily show called The Ellen DeGeneres Show, which has been airing for 11 years. She's definitely an authority, and she's definitely somebody who commands attention and who's earned her respect. Did she start out that way? No, she was a scraping by comedian just like everybody else, but she was focused, and she maintained focus, and she became an expert at her one field. She was good at making people laugh. So she took that, whirled it around, and had a TV show that made people laugh, and she ended up having her, golden goose now with the talk show, and it is so popular. It's probably the most popular day show now since Oprah's gone. She's been an actress. She's hosted award shows. She has her own record company. She was able to do all these things because she was first focused on her first love of being a comedian, making people laugh, making people happy. Okay, and the third person that I want to choose to illustrate today is Celine Dion. She is a powerhouse, right? This tiny little woman. She was born and raised in Canada, and she was discovered, I believe, when she was 12 years old by her agent, who ended up being her husband. He's many years older than her, and they fought through cancer together, or he had cancer and she stayed with him, and she even actually stopped working at the height of her career to help her husband, which is very respectable. And then when she came back in 2003, that's when Caesar's Palace said, hey, we want you to be a resident here. I think she sells out pretty much every every show. And from what I've heard, she puts on such an amazing performance that every single night, it's like going to see her opening night. She is so passionate and she really loves what she does, and she does not divert herself away from that. She's a performer. She's a singer. She loves to do it. She's been doing it for all her life. She was discovered when she was younger, so she's had success for majority of her life, and she handles herself, in my opinion, very well, and she's a good role model. She's somebody to really be respected, and she focused and she became an authority. There's not many people that can say I have a 5-octave range. There's only so many people who have that range and sound good and is this successful. All these people that I mentioned, Michael Jordan, Ellen DeGeneres, Celine Dion, were focused and they were driven and passionate about what they wanted to do, and they made it happen. Did they go through obstacles? Did they hit walls? Of course. Probably bigger ones than you and I've ever faced, because their success is so huge. You know that their obstacles had to be huge. But they persevered, they drove through it, and look at their success. Michael Jordan's been retired for how many years, and he's such an authority still. People still compare other basketball players to Michael Jordan. Is Kobe Bryant a Jordan? Is LeBron a Jordan? He's edified, and he's epitomized because of the kind of a player he was, and it left a mark. So I just want you to focus on one thing. Become an expert, become an authority in that one thing. Choose one thing that you already know you're good at. If you're good on camera, if you're good behind the scenes, if you're good at writing, if you're good at going out there and meeting new people, choose something that you're already elevated at. Focus on it, become an authority on it, really drive yourself and market yourself. And then after you've gotten that, then you can go ahead and diversify yourself and learn other trades. This is a great way for business or personal reasons for you to hone in and become the expert and be somebody that people listen to and trust. So I will see you tomorrow, and have a blessed day.